Hi, I'm Waite, author of Online Business Startup, which is a best-selling book on Amazon. And in this particular video, I'm going to be talking to you about Google Plus and how much of a positive impact it could potentially have on your business. So the first thing I want to talk about is the strategy which you might choose to use for Google+. So this goes without saying, this is the same for most other social media channels, but really what you want to be focusing on is posting a variety of different media, including links, images and video, rather than just a standard kind of text-based post, which most people tend to post. So what this does is it just mixes things up. It gives you a variety of different content for your potential customers, people viewing your Google+ page to look at. And equally, there are people who are going to interact more with video, or more with images, or they're going to go and visit links. So you want to make sure your content appeals to a variety of different people. And what you want to do, or the aim with Google Plus really, is to create engaging content so that other users share and +1 your post. Now recently the +1 has kind of been semi-deprecated by Google Plus. I think they realised that people were gamifying it so they could like go in and +1 a ton of content. So they've kind of made a little bit less of it. But equally, the same metrics still apply. You still want to get people to share and engage with your content and leave comments, because all those sorts of things are going to be adding value to your Google Plus page and sending the right sorts of data back to Google. So we must remember that Google Plus obviously is a Google product. So all of the things that we do within, I'll talk about this perhaps a bit later on, but the things that we do in Google products have a positive impact on our organic search engine ranking within Google's search engine. One of the key or the best wins I found is that the communities within Google Plus, so Google Plus has only got about about 450 million active users at the moment. So it's about a third of the size of the active user base for Facebook. But what I've discovered is that the communities are full of people who are just fans about their subjects. And they love to talk about their subject matter with a group of like-minded people, and they're really passionate. So if you post something in the Google Plus communities which really resonates with those people, I found that it has a much greater impact than some of the other social media platforms out there. But it's just about knowing where to go and look. The Google Plus interface is a little bit annoying in some respects. It's difficult to fathom your way around, but once you've created your page and you've posted some content up there, go and check out the communities. I found it's a really great way to go and get some feedback. If you've got a new idea, you've written a blog post, maybe you're launching a new product, go and chuck it out there in the community, in the Google Plus communities, because I can guarantee you'll get some really positive or negative feedback, but it'll be passionate feedback, and it will really hopefully garner some great feedback for you. Equally, it's a good place to go and do some research. So if you want to go and do research about YouTube videos, go and find the YouTube community on Google Plus. I guarantee you'll find some really like gold dust type information on there. As I've talked about in other videos, in regards to like Facebook and Twitter, the brand and identity on your Google Plus page is really important. Make sure it's consistent with your other social media platforms that you're using. Make sure it's consistent with your website, so that if somebody looks at your Google Plus page, clicks on your website URL, goes to your website, that the first thing they see is that banner image is the same as the banner image you use on your website, and it's all branded up the same. It's got the same version of your logo. Otherwise, you build confusion to your customer base, and if the two don't look similar enough, people will go, I don't quite trust this, I don't really know why, and it's because they just don't look the same. So it happens at a very subconscious level. Ultimately, what you're asking potential customers to do is make a buying decision, and that happens very much in the feeling sort of space in their stomach, and subconsciously they know that something just doesn't look quite right. So make sure that the branding using your Google Plus page is consistent with other social media platforms and your website. Also, there's a great review system. So this is linked to Google for Business, also linked to Google Plus, but you can invite people to leave reviews about your business in the About section on your Google Plus page. So this is social proof, and this is really key to helping Google work out how it's going to rank your page. So social proof is things like reviews, testimonials, videos and inbound links where people are talking about your business. not necessarily interacting with your business, but they're talking about it. So invite your your existing customers and new customers to leave reviews on your Google Plus page, because it all helps to build your social proof and your page rank. So one of the major benefits I talked about earlier on, it's a Google product, so it's naturally going to help your search engine ranking, your organic search engine ranking, particularly if you've linked up your Google Plus page to your website correctly. There's a specific way of doing that. Equally, again, it's a free tool. Google spent hundreds of millions of dollars working and building this application, so let's make the most out of it and generate some extra business for us. And also, there's that link with other Google products in there. So this is all linked to Google for Business, Google Webmaster Tools, Google Analytics, YouTube, Google Search Engine. They're all Google products and they rule the world, it appears, at the moment. So the drawbacks to it, I've discovered that the review system can be trolled. So somebody who I didn't do business with left a negative review on there. They're obviously a fan of what I do, or not a fan. It depends on which way you look at it. For some reason, they just chose to go in there and leave a negative review. I've asked Google to remove it, they won't. It's just really frustrating. The other thing you want to consider is that all of the content that you post onto Google is technically owned by Google. This goes for all of the other search engines. So if Google decided that one day it had enough of being this search engine guru behemoth that rules the world, and they close its doors, all of your data goes with it. But equally, you get protection in that respect. So if you publish something on Google and somebody then copies it, well, Google is kind of there to take care of it as well, in a big brother sort of way. So there's a downside and there's an upside to it. So just to summarize those key points, make sure you've got a specific strategy which you implement for Google Plus, for using Google Plus. Take a look at the communities within Google Plus, some really passionate people in there. Throw your ideas out there, get some feedback. Ensure that your brand and identity is consistent with your website and other social media channels. Make sure that you're making use of the review section, which is on the About page on your Google Plus page. Social proof is only going to grow over the next few years, so get those reviews now, and hopefully that'll improve your organic search engine ranking. And then obviously I talked about the benefits and the drawbacks of it, but really it's Google Plus is owned by Google, the world's biggest search engine, so it makes sense to have a Google Plus page. Even if you don't intend to post regularly on it, get some posts up there, get some reviews. It just sends out the right signals to Google as a search engine. So thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe, because I'll be posting more videos hopefully. And if you've got any questions about Google Plus, then please leave them in the comments box below.